When we start off with something, we're never really that good. Whether you're just starting off being a producer, whether you're starting off in a new DAW, whether you're starting off with a new plugin, there's things that you just don't know. But over time, as you keep doing these things and there's so many different processes that you do or so many different ways that you approach what you do, you just become really, really good. But how do we get there? Like what steps, what things can we do even as a new producer to get there? Let's talk about it. What's up, producers? It's me, and they call me Heat. Now, I'm a music producer of over 15 years, and on my channel here, I show producers how to make some of the best boom bap, hip hop style beats. Yo, before I get into the video, I do want to give a big shout out to AJ Hall for sending over his slow burn drum pack. This pack right here, it comes with drum breaks, the raw stems of each drum break, plus bonus one shot. So you get full pack of drum breaks labeled with the BPM. You get the raw stems of each individual drum break here. Now, AJ Hall's breaks have been used by producers like Illmind, Static Selecta, Cardiac. So if you know those dope producers are using it, like there's crazy stuff in these packs. AJ Hall does have 27 different drum packs or just different break packs and things out there on his site. So you can go to the site, you can use coupon code SMOKE and get 20% off all of the packs. Whatever you want to buy, just your total order, you'll get 20% off just by using the coupon code SMOKE in all caps. All right, I just want to see what's in here, see what it's about. But again, yeah, shout out to my boy AJ Hall. So how do you go from being a whack producer to the greatest producer ever? I can tell y'all some ways that I went from being just an average music producer in my parents' basement or my bedroom to being, a great producer who's produced for like ESPN, Fox Network's Empire, different, upcoming artists and things like that, and just being well equipped in the mind with the information that I have that I'm able to share with you all in my videos. So one of the biggest things that helped me early on in my career as being a music producer, and I want to say that it kind of hindered just a little bit, and let me tell you why though. You want to apply more than you study. What I mean by that is when you're studying producers and you're studying different things, you want to try to apply what you learn before you continue trying to study more. Because what you'll do is you'll get a mind of all this information, this slew of information that you now know and have, but you can't really use it all because when you're creating, you want to try to do every single piece of information that you know now. Where if you're applying more than you're studying, what you're doing is, let's say you watch 2 videos when you came home that day, or you watch 2 videos that day just in general, and you start applying that, or you use some of the techniques from those 2 videos versus watching 20 videos. You try to go apply that. Now you're trying to apply everything versus trying to apply maybe 5 things. Why I say that hindered me, because every day I came home from school when I was younger in the early days of my career, and I watched videos. I watched Boondock, Booney Mayfield, for a lot of y'all that don't know him as Boondock. I watched 20 SYL, his video's still out there. I watched a lot of just everybody that I could watch every day. I watched the videos, watched, and I probably made less beats than I actually watched videos. And that was just early on. That was because I was still learning. I was still trying to figure this thing out, and I wanted to just know everything. But you have to understand that you can't know everything without at least trying to learn something. Just apply more than you do any studying. Let me go through this AJ Hall pack though. My boy got some heat in here already, and I don't even know. I think I went through like 5 of them so far. It's crazy. You know me, I like to find a sample first. I've been sitting on this for a little second. This kind of reminds me of like some Alchemist Rock Marciano right here. Check this out. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh yeah. We chopped up right there. So there's different things that I could do, but let me set my tempo. As I'm creating this, just listen and watch what I'm doing to see how I'm programming or see how I'm making things fit and work together. Because that's what I did that made me better, was I watched other producers, or I saw or I listened to different things that made them who they are, right? Dilla's one of my favorite producers. He's well known, obviously, for his drums and his samples, but his sampling of how he chopped samples was just out of this world. How he made things just mesh together, it was crazy. In order for you to become good like that, you have to study and know, how was he chopping it? How was he chopping it up? Was he chopping it in 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats? Was he taking a 4-beat loop? Was he looping a whole? Was he looping, or was he making something new and turning that into a loop, making you think, or us think as the listener, that's a loop? Once you understand and you start to know how Timbaland programs his drums and how he may skip adding a kick in a specific area, that's what gave him that bounce. Once you start really understanding these things, it makes you a better producer, and it helps you produce at a high level, because now you're understanding things that the greats understand that most average producers don't, because they're not listening. Listen to other producers and look at how they are doing what they do, because that will give you more of how to become great or how to become just like them. But then you have to figure out how to become that in your own way. So now that's just like that's one loop right there. Bam. So now I can take this, copy this. So I like that part too. So now I can take that, and that's like another section. I like that. Let me see. That was at 3 semitones. I'm going to put it down 4 semitones, but I'm going to lay the pattern down and just kind of mess with it from there. That's kind of fire. Woo. So something else that I feel that would help you become a greater producer or a better producer would be to recreate some of your favorite beats. Now, of course, you won't have all the same sounds that Pharrell has or Timbaland or Alchemist. What that does for your mind is it actually takes you through their process of making the beat. We may not have been there when Dilla was cooking up for Slum Village. We may not have been there when Kanye was building up or making beats for Jay-Z. We may not have been there when, Alchemist was creating for Rock Marciano or Mobb Deep. But what we have is the actual painting itself, right? The audio painting, the audio is what we have. And we can try to get as close to what they may have done and then break that down from there. So you would go get your favorite song, your favorite beat, whoever that artist may be, and you'll start from what you can hear the most of. You hear the drums first. All right, so we built the drums. Now we need to build the melody. What does the melody sound like? How is the sample chopped? Now we need to listen to that piece of it. Once we start hearing that, now we've chopped the sample. Now we can go listen. Did they filter the bass or did they replay the bass? What did they do to the bass? Now we can go figure that out, because now we've taken each individual element, recreated each individual element, and now we can see or feel at least what that producer was doing, what they were thinking at the time, what made them maybe use a certain type of sound. We may not be able to tell it to the T, but we can get an idea of, this is how, my favorite producer creates. It helped me. I recreated Ninth Wonder beats. I recreated Dilla beats. I recreated Alchemist beats, Just Blaze beats. I remember when I was younger, the first time I recreated a beat was December 4th by Jay-Z. And I was like, yo, the way that Just Blaze did this is crazy. Because I had the same drums that Just Blaze had, but I couldn't make beats like Just Blaze. I couldn't do it. I had the same exact drums, same exact sounds, because these sounds were circulating the internet at that time. and I just couldn't make a Just Blaze type beat. Now, the next thing that I would say is learn your weapon of choice. Like learn your DAW, learn your sampler, learn your drum machine, learn your keyboard, learn your synth, whatever it may be that you're using. Learn it like it's the back of your hand. Like you should know where the knuckles are of the DAW. You should know where the fingertips of the DAW are. Like you should know these things. You should, by closing your eyes, you should know, right? With FL Studio, I know I can make a beat as a whole. I know that like the back of my hand. Like literally I can make a beat in 5 minutes. Truly. Granted, yes, I have a lot of things that I've done over the years to get to that point, but that's what I'm saying is that I've taken the steps. I've recreated beats. I've applied the things that I've learned. You know, I've studied everyone that I could study. Even now, I'm still a student of the game. That's what I wanted to do. And that's what I do now. And that's how I'm able to do what I do and create what I create and in the fashion that I create. And a lot of the things and a lot of you leave comments saying, hey, how did you do that? That's because I know FL Studio like the back of my hand. I know this thing front to back. Now, of course, there are a lot of different things that I may not know. But for me and my process and what I do and how I create, learn your DAW, learn your weapon of choice, learn that thing like the back of your hand. Look at the manual, study the manual. FL Studio has a manual, but you don't need to do that. You can go to YouTube. You can, ask questions to anybody, any Reddit post, whatever. You can do that. But I'm just saying, learn it. Learn your DAW, Ableton, Logic, MPC, SP, whatever you have. Learn it, because that's going to make you that much better of a producer, because a lot of producers that don't know their weapon, they're going to continue to fall into that average producer category because they're not taking the time to truly understand this passion that they're, walking into, or this field that they're walking into or wanting to be a part of. You have to know, your DAW. Okay, so I like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate the sample. I'm going to clone it. I could use the bass, like my own bass, but I think I like the bass in the samples. And I'm just going to take all the high end out this thing, like all of the high end in here. I'm going to take it out. Reset that, pull it back, bam, do a cut instead of a shelf. So now we got both. Now we have both. We got the actual original sample and the sample with the bass. That sounds so crazy. I'm about to put that in. It's going to be like the first turnaround right here. I think those are like little subtle things that I could just put in right there. So I'm going to put that in at the end here. Yeah, I like that right there. So we're going to rock with that. And little small things like that make the beat, like, they just open it up, make it so much better though. And I know that I'll probably end up adding different strings or something like that in there, but I think that's super dope right there. Now, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, and if you feeling the information that you're getting and this has been valuable to you so far, why don't you go ahead, right below the video down there, hit the thumbs up button on the video, all right? Just to let YouTube know that you're feeling what you're seeing today and shows other people that you like it too, all right? Now, the last thing that I do want to talk about, and I want everybody to truly understand this right here. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Everybody's gift is created differently. I know that we all think that we're created equally as human beings and things like that, but your gift is specifically catered to you. And what I mean by that is everything that happens from your gift is based off of what you do. So when you look at Instagram and you see these other producers, or you see you on YouTube, or just in general that, oh man, I could be that, I could be making all that money, I could have those cars, I could have all those placements, blah, blah, blah. You can, to an extent. You can be great to an extent. You can be good to an extent. But when you compare yourself, or when you try to be something you're not, you hinder yourself from being something great. Think about all the people that tried to recreate Dilla beats, or just and actually try to like put them out and be like, okay, this is who I am. It's bad for them. It doesn't go good for them, because everybody's like, that's Dilla, bruh. That's Alchemist, bruh. Like that's Kanye, bruh. Everything that you're doing is this person. That's not good. Be yourself. If you learn something from somebody and you apply it to you, that's great. Just remember to always try to turn it into you. Don't keep it. If you like Kanye's drums, don't try to create Kanye drums every single beat. You don't want to be a copy or a clone of somebody else because everyone's going to call you out. It's not hard to point out a mimic of something. It's not hard to point out a copycat of something. What I said earlier about recreating beats, I don't mean recreate them, put them out to sell. I mean recreate them for you to learn the technique. So I have a question for my producers. Tell me, what tips do you have for the upcoming producer to help them become better or be a better producer? Leave them in the comment box below. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation around it. Let's just kind of start a conversation about just being better, being yourself, by being yourself, I should say. All right. If you liked what you saw today, if this information was valuable, but you want to take it to another step, you want to take it to another level, and you want to actually learn from me personally, listen, I have a course called Cooking That Boom Bap Masterclass where I teach you how to find samples, how to chop samples, how to program your drums, how to mix and master your beats, and how to arrange them from taking them from a loop to a full beat and get them prepared for an artist. Grab that up, boombapuniversity.com, Cooking That Boom Bap Masterclass. I'm going to get up out of here, y'all, and until next time, thank you for watching. I just wanted to spread some valuable information and, create something dope, which we did. Not a fully finished beat, but I still wanted to create something along the way, make this interesting. Peace!